This is a test off of my phone. Alright, let's see. See if we can see it over here. I'm alive. I'll figure it out in a minute. If I don't, then so be it.
Cannot hide away from human population growth because, you know, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
Second video. Regular roast, mock. We got mock tender steaks. Yo, that is wild. Gotta keep your eyes out, people. They selling fake meat in the stores now. And you wouldn't even be able to tell. Look at that, side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell. Look at that, side by side. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Right now is no warmer than it's been many times throughout history. Our baseline is now the lowest that carbon dioxide has been in 600 million years. As far as temperature change, the IPCC's first report of 1992 showed that the medieval warm period was warmer than the present. Well, this didn't fit the narrative, so by the time the 1996 report came out, it was a completely contrived graph called the hockey stick. So what they did was they got rid of the medieval warm period and the Little Ice Age, and so instead of the graph doing this, they flattened it out, and then they added instrumental record on the end that looks like it's going way up. The point is that the people that are calling them out on it are not getting the media coverage. You know, because look, at this point there's billions of dollars going into the whole climate change narrative.
This is just a test till I get my StreamYard back, y'all. Can y'all hear me pretty good tonight? I just want to put a little news out there off my phone tonight. It's all good. If you can hear me, let me know what's going on out there. Curious Georgia, Will, Carnivore Joyce, how y'all doing? 5x5, good. This came out today. Social Security to cut over payment clawbacks to 50% down from 100. This is with that Doge program and all this stuff. Yeah, where they have made over payments in the past and they wanted to try to get 100% of the money back. I think now they're claiming they want to get 50% of that money back. I read a little bit about it. I mean, people wanting to pay their rent, you know, needing to survive off their payments. Let's read it. The Social Security Administration is retreating from a recent policy change on the agency recovering overpayments that sparked concerns. It could cause financial hardship for tens of thousands of beneficiaries. On April 25th, emergency message to Social Security employees, the agency said it's reducing its overpayment clawback rate to 50% from 100%. The change comes after SSA on March 27th started recovering erroneous overpayments to Social Security recipients by taking 100% of a beneficiary monthly check until the money is repaid, up sharply from the prior rate of 10%. Yeah, this is under the Trump administration. How's people going to survive in economic times like this, y'all? Social Security now. Something you work for, you paid into your whole life. The agency didn't explain its reason for the change nor immediately respond to a request for comment. The 100% clawback policy was directed by SSA Acting Commissioner Lee Dubeck, who has worked with Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to cut the cost. At the agency, Dudek said in a March 7th press release, I know that the government and all this crap is, erroneous and crazy. The agency's move to recover overpayments have long been a pain point for thousands of beneficiaries who are overpaid each year, with many people unaware they had received a bigger benefit than they were entitled. Yeah, they're just going to take people's money. If the government overpaid, that's their problem. They shouldn't have to go and take it away from the payments that they're paying out now. I don't think they should. Just me, y'all. Hello, Mike Smith. Till I get my StreamYard back, man, I'm going to do it like this. But yeah, I'm going to show a little bit of lightning balls and a little bit of Tesla information. If y'all can hear good tonight, that's awesome. If you can't, if you need to see me, I'm right here. Watch. I'm right behind the camera. All right, see? I'm on my cell phone, y'all. But I'm displaying this off of my laptop. Appreciate y'all coming in. I'm here, right here with you, man. Right behind the camera, y'all. SSA's automated systems could not compute benefit payments due in certain situations, and the agency did not provide employees with a comprehensive tool to use when they had to manually calculate them. Without adequate automation tools, employees can make errors, the Inspector General said in a report. In this video, I listened a few minutes. Maybe I'll just play the video and shut up about it.
Your Social Security benefit.
Because what they're saying is allowing Elon Musk to peer into years of, even in other presidencies and all that stuff, y'all, payments that went out, saying this is none of his business pretty much, Hello, Teacher Chrissy.
Florida, I'm Jim DeFeedy. Later in the show, we will discuss the latest condo bill out of Tallahassee that might bring some relief for condo owners facing large assessments. But I want to start by talking about Social Security. Every week, I get calls and emails from individuals who are worried about what the Trump administration and Elon Musk are doing about Social Security, as well as Medicare and Medicaid. And I understand that concern. Here's Trump's Commerce Secretary, billionaire Howard Lutnick.
Let's say Social Security didn't send out their checks this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call into play. She just wouldn't. She'd think something got messed up, and she'll get it next month. Yeah. A fraudster always makes the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining.
What Lutnick said is part of a larger case that Trump and Musk have tried to make, that Social Security is rife with fraud, that there are 150-year-old people collecting checks, and so the system needs to be reformed. But it's simply not true. So why do they say it? Well, in part, they want to justify what comes next. So I want to take some time this morning focusing on Social Security, because in the coming weeks, you're going to hear a lot about it. And here's a hint. Anytime you hear Donald Trump talk about his big, beautiful tax bill, you should realize he's also talking about Social Security. This week, I spoke to Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
What they're doing now is they are trying to break Social Security, it's apparent, through the back door. Letting Musk and Doge rummage through people's private, personal Social Security data, their personal information, the dismantling technologically that they are engaged in through the technological backbone of Social Security is causing really serious problems for seniors to access the system. They also changed the rules for when you can use the call center versus when you have to actually go in for an appointment. And on top of that, so many more people now, in order to get a problem resolved or a question answered with Social Security, have to go into an office. Getting an appointment at an office, because they have fired thousands of Social Security employees and closed regional offices across the country, and they are
Yeah, they've closed offices. If any office, you'd have to go into your main city. You can't do this business over the phone anymore. You have to go in. Elderly people. The Social Security Administration docked the benefits of about 670,000 recipients by 10% for overpayment last year. Under the new rule, the 50% clawback for overpayment started April 25th. Yeah, I wanted to show you where it says a fifth of all SSDI beneficiaries rely on their benefits for almost all their income. That means the recipients are still going to have trouble paying for rent, food, utilities, and prescriptions with the 50% clawback rate. Just showing y'all this. So if you're wondering if your old elderly neighbor on disability or even drawing Social Security and got overpaid, wondering why they're having a hard time, well, the government is going to withhold some of their payments until they get all of what they overpaid. Is that fair or is that fair? I don't think that's very fair, because it's the government's fault for overpaying. Thank y'all for being here. Carnivore Joyce, Daryl Calhoun, now what? Yeah, now what? Just something else to make it hard on people here in this economy. When will this economy even get better? And I wanted to show y'all, look, this live stream may not even last very long, but it might. All right, we're 13 minutes into it. I want to show y'all, in case you don't know, I'll play a piece of this video. They're calling this Aerovax. I remember doing a video in a live stream or whatever, reading the information that they was going to start spraying this in Australia. So yeah, and my videos even play better like this, I believe. But I'm not going to do this but temporarily until I get my StreamYard back, or until I figure out the OBS. Yeah, shocking news about inhaled vaccines. Are they doing this over America? I've been looking for the information. I'm not clear about it yet.
Oh my goodness, had to pull over to tell you this one. You guys been seeing those lines in the sky? Yeah, well, I just got this article and you guys are gonna drop your jaw on this one. Headline's reading, government begins testing on inhaled COVID mRNA. They're calling it Aerovax. Real crazy information that may affect you coming right up.
River Homestead Life here on YouTube.
Hey guys, my name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. And if you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most important, news and awareness that affects you, be sure to start this video off with a like, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date, and let's begin. Welcome back, folks, and if you guys like these daily updates, staying aware, me doing the digging for you, hopefully bringing you some value, scratching the surface so you guys can deep dive some of this stuff on your own, but seriously, keeping you guys aware, hit that thumbs up, and if you guys find value in this, please share this out, and for sure tell me what you're thinking down in the comments. let's get going. Like I said, I had to pull over just to share this with you because I was just like, my brain's spinning. My brain's spinning right now. Article headline, and you know if this begins in one place, it just circulates. And this is close to home, folks. Close to home. We all see those lines in the sky. Canadian government begins testing inhaled COVIDer mRNA, and they're calling it AeroVax. I'm saying it like that because if I say the real stuff, folks, nobody's going to see this video. This is why your likes, your comments, and your shares mean the world, because that tells the computer systems to send this to more people. So this article reads, and am I worried about those lines in the sky and what is actually coming down on us? We already know. If you guys do a little bit of research, they've already talked about what they're doing to the sky, reflecting the sun's rays so that it cools the whole earth. Let's just face it, they can basically drop anything. The article reads, the Canadian government has begun ramping up testing for a chilling new COVID mRNA AeroVax that could seek to overcome vaccine hesitancy. Do you know what that means? That means if you don't like it, you're gonna get it anyway.
If you don't like it, you're gonna get it in anyway. They probably even put this in our food, let alone the air. Just thought I'd play a little snippet about that. You know, if they testing something, they already doing it. Pretty much. So yeah, I think they probably done it in Australia. They probably doing it in America, but I don't know yet. I mean, I have to research, y'all. Hello, Max. How you doing? Good to see you, sir. I am Mike. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. A lot of people hadn't been...
And then it either fizzles into nothingness or it explodes with a...
A lot of people hadn't been seeing these ball lightnings. This is crazy, y'all. Where's this ball lightning coming from? Is it the frequencies or the... I mean, is it the atmosphere? There's something causing ball lightning. Have you ever heard of it? It's crazy, y'all.
with a loud bang, and then we run into problems. Reports of ball lightning range from just seeing it to having it damage property, or unfortunately at times also injuring and possibly killing people. What's crazy is that we can't even explain what this is. We hardly have any pictures of it. This is from a Chinese research group back in 2012 that managed to accidentally and very luckily capture an image of ball lightning. And even with this, it is very hard to determine what actually causes it. There are a couple of theories that try to explain what ball lightning is, ranging from the vaporization and ignition of silicon from the soil, or lightning-induced hallucinations, to even microwave-filled bubbles of plasma, but none of those have been proven, so ball lightning remains a meteorological mystery.
Yeah, there's some more videos about it. That was just a little explanation. Look at this, y'all. I'm sure you saw this years ago. But yeah, there's some newer videos out. We're going to show here in a minute. I've been spraying us with every freaking thing that's created human blood cells. You get you some. Well, I hope not. I know, Max. I know. But where's these videos I had of this ball lightning? Yeah, supposedly this is at a Walmart. Look at this, y'all.
What the fuck is that? Oh shit. What eagles? That's what I was telling you. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna step back. It's gonna zap us. Hey.
That one kind of hit on us a little bit. Let's see if I can find a little bit closer one and more recent. Yeah, where's this ball lightning coming from and what is it? Look at this, y'all.
Oh my god. It's on the surface of the water. It's on the
Right now, all I see is beeping horns. This says Nashville, Tennessee. That's crazy, y'all. Is this some kind of plasma? Something burning through the ground? I mean, what is it? A ball lightning. All right, let's see if we can find a couple more. There was a more well-explained looking one here. Look at this. This thing dances around.
I'm videoing it. It looks so cool. Look at the jewelry boxes.
Even the front of the building too.
It's like a disco party.
What?
Oh!
I don't think this is a new phenomenon, but it's like it's happening more frequent, or people's capturing it more often or something, you know? Yeah. I remember seeing one a while back a couple weeks ago. That sucker was throwing trash cans around. I was hoping to find it. But you get the idea. Ball lightning is happening. I'm like, man, there's something crazy going on. See, look at that. It looks like something walking. Like it's in contact with the ground or something. I guess it's... what you call static or something, maybe? That's wild, isn't it? I don't mean to stop the... yeah, I saw it throwing trash cans around in another video. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Ball lightning, y'all. What could this be? People are asking. So, yeah, I believe that's pretty much them videos. And I don't even know if I'm on the right page here. It's all good, though, y'all. I talked a little bit about last night. Like these Paradise Fires and all. People say do weapons. I'm just trying to like figure out the source of these do weapons. Are they coming from, say, airplanes or from satellites? I watched the video. I don't even know if I lost it or if it's in this information or what. It was last night when I found it. Saying beams or even in infrared. That Nikola Tesla, he knew about all this stuff, you know. Chemicals and frequencies and different, I don't know, coils and things that he had something the size of a cell phone 100 years ago. that he captured energy in it and made a building shake like an earthquake. I know everybody don't like me doing a live stream like this, or I'd have more people in here. But I'm going to play a couple videos, and that's pretty much it for tonight. In the last video, I want you to hear, it's not just a video. It's not really a video. It's a lot of audio for about 8 minutes in the last video. And the explanation is like somewhat beyond some comprehension, you know. But let me play this little short video here. Tesla, Nikola Tesla, not the Elon Musk. I don't even know. I was like, man, somebody's proposed a question Elon with the Tesla. Well, you know what? He might end up proclaiming, just a theory, y'all. He might end up proclaiming the new or the old Nikola Tesla technology. Kind of coincidental, you know, he ended up with Tesla cars, the company named Tesla. Just anyway, I mean, but Tesla's the one, Nikola Tesla is the one that came up with all these frequencies and these beams. And we all know, I mean, there's a story that goes back how he was found in an apartment where he was solitary like 9 years in the last years of his life, eating snacks, and died. I mean, so that's what they're saying. I mean, he was found dead. And that the CIA and this John Trump, you know, ended up with his supposedly destroying his paperwork and all this stuff, y'all. I mean, they turned the story around. I mean, who knows what to believe. But anyway, let me play this again. You'll see this beam in here, and I got it enlarged. Thank y'all for being here. Joy Calhoun, Daryl, thank you. Teacher Crazy, Will, good to see you all. Thank you, Mike Smith. Stacy Sela. Appreciate y'all coming in. Can't compete. Naz Lover, thank you for sharing me out. I'm not going to be on much longer, but thank you for sharing me out. Maybe another 20 minutes. The death ray. There's all kinds of words and different. I mean, really. Wait till this last video, y'all. Yeah. He don't get the credit he deserves, that's for sure. He invented free electricity, free energy. When he was doing his work, Nikola Tesla, he was funded. They cut his funding off because he was becoming, he was trying to get it out there. It was becoming too known by the people that there was free energy, and they couldn't, they wouldn't be able to charge, these higher ups for electricity and everything. So, yeah, I'm sure he was taken out, but not to lunch for some very special reason, But this is pretty much, if I can get it to come in good, this is the highlight of tonight.
For being here today. Thank you to the Tesla Science Foundation.
Y'all remember this explosion, say, in Russia? I believe it was 1908. In, what is it, in the Siberian hills or the forest of Russia, far out from many people or whatever, maybe 3 people died. The forest, how many millions of acres were flattened. Some people believe there may even be evidence that during a test, Nikola Tesla did that by accident. Just saying, he was experimenting on energy.
Today, thank you to the Tesla Science Foundation for inviting me to speak. My presentation today is entitled, The Dark Side of Tesla's Technology. We all know the vision that Tesla had planned for the world, free energy and free communications. And had his vision come true, the world would be a lot different of a...
What brought this up last night as we was discussing, in case you're just coming in, the source of these so-called wildfires, say in Lahaina, say in Paradise, where the houses, they burn from the inside, Some people claim the wires turn red hot, and it causes these houses just to melt. Cars, metal, block engines, rims of tires that should be melting at 3,500 degrees or so. Like wildfires don't cause that, So this is where I'm trying to continue the conversation. And by doing so, you got to look deeper into how, if this is dew weapons, where the source of all this is coming from. You remember, y'all just heard not too long ago, the president said he had hidden technology,
a place today. Well, what I want to talk about here today is how some of Tesla's greatest inventions that we think never came to fruition actually have come to fruition, but in the hands of people who he never intended that technology to be in the hands of, and has been used in ways that Tesla never intended to be used. And this is what it's been used to do, to create a world that is basically on lockdown and under complete control. To understand how Tesla's technology was weaponized, we have to understand 2 main points of Tesla's experiments and research. And that is his experiments in vibration and resonance and his experimentation with scalar wave technology, which I'll get into in a bit. Tesla's experiments with vibration and resonance is this section, and Tesla is renowned for his extensive experiments with mechanical vibrations and resonance. In 1898, he was experimenting with an electromagnetic oscillator. Attaching the oscillator to a structural beam of his loft building, Tesla turned it on and began making observations and taking notes. Unfortunately, Tesla was unaware that amplified vibrations from the oscillator were traveling through the beam and into the substructure of Manhattan in all directions. Nearby buildings shook, windows shattered, and people poured into the streets.
This man could store energy in a box. I don't know if it was a metal box or it'd have to be some type of good structural box to hold energy. And when he would release it, it would cause phenomenal effects.
Believing an earthquake was taking place. Finally realizing what was happening, Tesla smashed the oscillator and put an end to the experiment. Tesla later described another experiment he conducted with a mechanical oscillator about the size of an alarm clock. He attached it to a steel beam which was 2 feet long and 2 inches thick. Tesla described the results. For a long time, nothing happened, but at last, the great steel link began to tremble, increased its trembling until it dilated and contracted like a beating heart, and finally broke. Sledgehammers could not have done it, but a fusillade of taps, none of which would have harmed a baby, did it. Now imagine a steel beam 2 feet long and 2 inches thick. And Tesla broke that with a simple mechanical oscillator. He decided to take his experiments with vibration and resonance to a new level by attaching one of these oscillators to a steel beam of a partially constructed skyscraper near Wall Street. He described the experiment. In a few minutes, I could feel the beam trembling. Gradually, the trembling increased in intensity and extended throughout the whole great mass of steel. Finally, the structure began to creak and weave, and the steel workers came down to the ground panic-stricken, believing there had been an earthquake. Rumors spread that the building was about to fall. Before anything serious happened, I took off the vibrator, put it in my pocket, and went away. But if I had kept on 10 minutes more, I could have laid that building flat in the street. And with the same vibrator, I could drop the Brooklyn Bridge in less than an hour. This is with a simple mechanical oscillator. Tesla continuously touted the awesome potential of mechanical resonance. He once told newspaper reporters that, using one of his oscillator devices, he would be able to, quote, reduce the Empire State Building to a tangled mass of wreckage in a very short time. Pay attention to this part of the description, folks. First, the outer stone coating of the skyscraper would be hurled off. Then the whole vast skeleton of steel, the pride and glory of the Manhattan skyline, would collapse. The next part of Tesla's technology that we have to understand that has been essentially used in ways it was never intended to be used by the great inventor was scalar waves. Tesla was the rediscoverer of scalar waves. In 1899, Tesla rediscovered scalar waves and conducted experiments with them at his laboratory in Colorado Springs. Scalar waves flow at right angles to electromagnetic waves. They're considered to be finer than gamma rays or X-rays. They belong to the subtle gravitational field and are also known as gravitic waves or longitudinal waves. Many scientists and researchers today refer to them simply as Tesla waves. As a result of his Colorado Springs experiments, Tesla learned how to harness scalar waves from one transmitter to another without using any wires. Tesla later, of course, built a prototype of this magnifying transmitter at Shoreham, Long Island, New York. As we all know, Tesla's funding for this project was revoked after his main financial backer, J.P. Morgan, realized that Tesla's world wireless system would destroy his business profits by allowing people to tap into quote-unquote free energy at no cost. Tesla later discovered that scalar energy becomes bottled from the intersection of two scalar waves. Through interferometry, a technique of crossing scalar wave beams, large standing waves could be combined to produce a focused beam of extremely powerful energy. Several scalar waves sent from different transmitters could also be combined by this technique of interferometry to produce a plasma bottle of very high contained energy. This bottle or shield, it became known as a Tesla shield, could be moved around the planet at will, and the bottled energy could even be detonated remotely. If detonated in the Earth, an earthquake would be the result. If detonated in a building or a city, the result would be a violent explosion akin to a miniature nuclear explosion without any resulting radiation, which would disintegrate all matter within the quote-unquote bottle. And there's a newspaper clipping regarding Tesla's so-called death ray, death beam. Tesla's so-called death ray could literally project the energy of a nuclear warhead and direct it to any location in the world. Some say the massive explosion in Tunguska, Siberia in 1908 may have been due to a test of this technology. The force of the Tunguska explosion was estimated to have been 10 to 15 megatons. The blast flattened 500,000 acres of forest. It is conjectured that Tesla may have been trying to break ice at the polar circle during this test and may have overshot his target. Tesla considered further experimentation with scalar wave technology too dangerous for obvious reasons. He knew that scalar waves could be used to create man-made earthquakes or to create remote disintegration weapons. This is why he made the decision before his death to divide his lifelong research over multiple locations in different countries. That way, no one country could gain a power advantage over the rest of the world by weaponizing technology based on his research. After his death in 1943, the FBI and other intelligence agencies in the United States were actively involved in confiscating and suppressing many of Tesla's documents, including plans for his, quote, death ray weapon and his earthquake machine, deeming them top secret lest they fall into, quote, enemy hands. And it is my contention that this technology did, in fact, fall into enemy hands called the United States government. And it was used on September 11th.
I got to stop it right there. Thank y'all for coming in. I could turn the sound off and play the video if you want me to. It's like another 10 minutes though. It's up to you all. I'll keep the video up long as I don't have all this talking about this super plan. But you're really not going to get the gist of the full story if I do that. If I cut the volume off and play it on through. I think you get the idea. Look, I know people say there's these pops all throughout upper levels and down levels, and whether these pops were set in different little places to pop at the right time, or was it a burst of energy? Just asking the question. These people was asking that question. They was in this video, if I played it on through, you would see how the metal separated from the building, from the pop or whatever, the burst of energy that they claiming may have caused this in New York to happen back on that day, you know? Just saying, y'all. I had another video explaining infrared beams that you can't see. You'd have to have infrared lens that would burst out energy. I'm going to go back, I'm going to study, I'm going to find it. And it explains a lot more about these beams and things. But as you can see in what they're telling us, Nikola Tesla, he knew about energy and frequencies, the resonance of the earth. He built this tower that collected energy from the earth and the sky that people would feed off of. He even knew, according to what some are saying, about the Great Pyramids and the energy that they conducted. This man, Nikola Tesla, to me, I believe, was a genius. But anyway, Daryl Calhoun, go for it. Everybody might leave. Let's cut the volume off. It's not going to be very interesting just watching just watching it. Because you kind of need the information. Let me see if I can get it to continue to play. It's playing. I mean, I could kind of explain, how this was pancaked coming down. Without the words in it, y'all. Disintegrating this energy that possibly Nikola Tesla invented or knew of, and these people today knew of and copied his inventions, let's say, his knowledge, would know how to burst this energy up from the ground up and cause this reaction. Just saying, y'all. I mean, other people say there was reasons, say that the buildings was in times, different areas were shut down and all this, either for inspections or whatever, remodeling, or somebody secretly, Dick Cheney supposedly was in there setting these little pop-offs, what you'd call dynamite or something like that, But if this burst of energy that Nikola Tesla knew about and it was copied and they stole the information or whatever, let's say, would this burst of energy make the metal pop as the energy bursted through these twin things, Just saying, y'all. It's a wild conspiracy. I get it. But just looking at the screen, let's go a little forward with it. What is the separation I was looking for? Because I watched the video. Let's see if I can speed it up a little bit. Maybe. I just don't want to get in trouble. And I don't know if you can see it the way I see it. And they're explaining that the metal, how it had popped off from the concrete. And here in a moment, you may be able to see it. And that'll be pretty much for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Look closely. You have to look down near the base. See, people left. And I kind of don't like that. If I can't play the whole video and get away with it or whatever, but still, I'm sure it's a hypothetical, and I'm sure everybody don't know except for the people up there, the people behind the scenes, and the people that's in front of the camera, and the people that's lying to us about everything, But I didn't want to end it like this. I just wanted to present some information about Nikola Tesla. And as I go back, I find some more videos. Let me see something. I can show you something from Russia, I think. Let's see if we can find it. Allow me to look it up. Nikola Tesla had these coils in Russia. And this man here, I didn't want to play him tonight. That he was, look at this.
Listen, please. Look at this guy, yes. Crazy, please. Crazy, please.
The towers sit on top of giant tanks of viscous liquid.
That is water and cooling oil. Wires are running over into this control building.
If this is a military facility, it's one with a highly unusual purpose.
If you get a good look at these towers, they appear to be like weird high voltage equipment.
These installations have a very eerie similarity to Tesla coils. But why would they be built out in the middle of nowhere in Russia?
Look at this guy, yes.
Yeah. They're saying this is a similarity. It may have been. I have no clue, y'all. I don't know, but I hear that he may have been working with, I don't know. I don't even want to say if I don't know. But it may be a copy of Nikola Tesla's so-called inventions. Appreciate y'all coming in tonight. I will continue this series or whatever, y'all, because I'm delving into technology a little bit deeper. I'm trying to figure out through these frequencies if you can bottle up energy and you could hundreds of miles away project that energy. If Nikola Tesla could do that and say they took his information, they took all his, disgraced him and everything. Apparently that's the way it looks. And stole his inventions, which he meant to use for good. So apparently it's ended up in the wrong hands and it's not being used for good. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm Super Dave, y'all, and I'm looking into it. I appreciate y'all coming in and hitting that thumbs up. I got 26. I'm going to get my StreamYard back, y'all, but things are tight for everybody. I'm still helping my significant other with her knee. Things will get back for real, y'all. I'm used to looking up there at the camera, but I'm looking down at my phone. I don't mind, y'all, because the video plays a lot better. and I'm not skipping and all that. So kind of hoping I had StreamYard back. Like, really? StreamYard kind of sucks to me, y'all. It won't let me play my videos that I want to play. But we need answers. And that's what I'm trying to put out here. If you know and you hear it, you see it. Even if we show some experiments, say, of what Nikola Tesla's done. He invented the first electric car. He really did, y'all, and they stripped it away from him. Henry Ford came in. They said gas and oil was better. We know but see, these electric cars were not like today's electric cars. There's a lot of information about this man. He invented, he understood the ether, he understood the earth frequencies. Somehow he'd mix this stuff together and he'd have this great performance of things that he was testing on. Free energy is a great performance of things, isn't it? They didn't want us to have free energy. We're paying a light bill every month, y'all. But I'll end this live stream. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit that thumbs up and sharing me out, Naz Lover. Anyone else shared me out, I really appreciate y'all. Thank you.